So hope my screen is visible. Yes. Okay. Thank you. So in the last session, I will just give a recap. So what we discussed in the last session, we just discussed about the syllabus, about what we are going to discuss in the course, about the admin as well as the development. And we discussed about the environments. What are the two different environments that we have in the Salesforce? So hope you remember, one is the classic and the next one will be the lightning, right? So we'll be working on both the environments because still many of the organization are working on the classic environment and they are switching on to the lightning experience. So that time they will be giving the job description such that the candidate should know about the classic environment as well as the lightning. So because when we know about the classic only, we can switch to the lightning, right? So this is the classic environment. Let me show you the classic environment. So this is the classic environment, right? The UI or the user interface which we normally feel will be different, and this will be the lightning experience, and here the UI will be different. Okay, for this purpose only we'll be working on with the LWC. So now let me discuss more about this lightning experience. Yeah, I will ask them to share. Okay, about the session recordings. Yeah, I will show you the syllabus again. Yeah, please wait, Rahul. So the lightning experience now. So why the classic is there? So this will be another interview part of the question. So you have two environments. One is the classic and the next one is lightning. So why from the classic, the lightning we are moving on? So the first answer will be, it is some type of and digital experience. So it will attract for an attraction. So that is the main thing over there. And the second main point here is, when we are moving on with the classic environment, right, in the visual force, when compared to that code, here integration is very simple. Okay. And integration in the sense what? Connecting one with the another. So as I said before, if we open an account in the Tanishq will send some WhatsApp messages to you. We have this offer. If you are planning any, what to say, gold flexi plan, something, if you are organized or if you have started over there, they will send messages. It's time to pay your money. It's 7th installment, 8th installment. So everything integration is very simple here. And the next is reusability. Reusability in the sense we can reuse our code. Okay. So here comes a main picture. So when you are from a technical background, you might come to know. For an example, if I got a project, so to create a calculator. Okay. So in this calculator, what they will do is, they won't write an entire code in a single program. What they will do is, they will divide the program into modules. Okay, for an example, let me give you a simple example. There was a function. Okay, they need to prepare 15 dish or 20 dish, etc. So what they will do you think one person will be preparing all those dish? No. So they will divide each other. Why they are dividing? In order to complete it within a span of time. In the same way, they will be dividing into modules. So you know about the Aadhaar card. Everyone will be having Aadhaar card. Do you know which company did this Aadhaar? IBM? So there are many partners over there. TCS, then Infosys, everyone gave their contribution over there. And you have Passport Seva Kendra. Who did that? TCS. Right? Do you think only one person will be there to do all those things? No. They will divide into the modules. Okay, you take care of new passport. You take care of renewal. You take care of junior passport, something will be there. So what they will do is they will divide into the modules, and then at the last they will integrate together in order to form a single application, right? So there comes the reusability of the particular program. So in this, if I'm doing on with the calculator, I have like addition, subtraction, multiplication, division. So what here, if it is addition, I'll be using A plus B. I have written some programs, I have written A plus B. It is not that for the subtraction you need to write all those things again. So what you can able to do, you can just reuse it, A minus B. Simple, right? So what happens here, I'm reusing the code again such that I can complete the code within a time span, and I can also deliver within that particular time. Even if you are working on a project, even client will not accept a 1-day delay also. If you are, that is according to the agreement they will have. If you are not giving our project within this particular span of time, then you need to pay 50% of the amount per day or 5% of the amount per day. Who will take it? Who will do that? So that pressure will be on the employee side. So what they will do is, if a project is completing on the 10th of October, 10th of the October you need to deliver is, for you the project will be 2 months before they will say you need to complete this. Because we human beings will always do everything at the last moment. The same we will follow in our company also. Right? During meetings and all, I too will not care about that project. Okay, let it be. We will take care. Because online meetings will have it. No one will be there to monitor us. But Monday will be the delivery. I will sit at the Sunday night, then I will do all those things. So it is a normal human being. So that way, it should not be done. Actually, it is not a best practices to be done. You need to complete your whatever you have assigned task before 1 day or the 2 days, so that if there is any errors or any other thing, you can able to easily correct everything. All right. Okay, fine. So now it is defined in the form of the models. That is known as the reusability. They'll say this as an reusability. I can reuse the code. That can be efficiently done by the Lightning experience. Then one more main thing is API, they will say. Application Program Interface. Okay, what is that API is? Already they have defined something. So, it is calculator application. No need to write addition, subtraction, multiplication, division. Just use this API. Just for an example, I'm giving. Just use this API, CALC, and pass your arguments. It will automatically do the work. Right? In this way, if you are doing, that is known as an API. You need not to write any code. You need to just call the function. It will automatically write those codes. That is known as an API here. Application Program Interface. Okay, this is possible in the LWC. And one more thing is, only 3 components will be there. Anyway, we are going to discuss more detail in our course. Just I'm giving an hint. Only 3 components. Why we are moving on to LWC? So HTML, CSS, JavaScript. Only 3 components will be there. So it makes very simpler for the developer to write a code. Because HTML is for the what we see, user interface. CSS is used to give some style, color, right? Cascading style sheet, exactly. Then JavaScript will be running at the background. If I click this, what should happen? On mouse move events, I will do with the JavaScript. So this 3 only will be there. If you move on to, yesterday one person was asking about Aura component. If you are moving on to Aura, there are about 8 components in the Aura, like controller, helper, then again, we too used this before. Controller will be there, helper will be there, then again handler will be there, then CSS separately will be there. So these 8 components will be there. I need to take care of all those 8 components. It will be very difficult for me. So that's why we are moving on to this LWC. And this is very fast. Performance wise, very fast when compared. So that's why, as of now, at the topmost, we are having the LWC, Lightning Web Component. So to implement this digital experience, we will be working on a IDE, which is known as the Integrated Development Environment, which is known as the VS Code. That is Visual Studio Code. We'll be working on this VS Code. So do you have any idea what is this integrated development environment? Integrated development environment. Any idea about that? Yes, HTML, CSS, JavaScript will be covered. When I'm moving on with the LWC, I will cover, right? So they have shared the day 1 and day 2 link. You can just go through that. Okay, fine. So we have this integrated development environment, right? So what is that thing is, see here. Any other? Yeah, okay, fine. So what is the thing here is, it is a, do you know about NetBeans? Any idea? NetBeans, Eclipse. See, it is all a part of integrated development environment. In a Java, can I type a Python? In a Python IDE, can I type a Java? In a C, can I type a Java? So for each and everything, for it is C, we'll move on to the Turbo C. For Java, we'll move on to the command prompt and we will use the Java compilers and something. When we need to type some other programming language, we'll be moving on to that particular tool. But in case of the VS Code, right, you might do all those things. If you want to type, if you want to execute in Python, you can install that. That is, they will be having some tools over there for Python, for Java, for R language, or for C, anything. You can just install that and you can able to work over there. No need to install separately anything. That is known as an integrated development environment where everything will be integrated. In that, whatever you need, you can develop over there. That is, we are going to work on this IDE. And we are not going to see about the C, those things and all. We are just going to work over there. Okay. Now, in this integrated development environment, right? Okay, you have written a code in LWC. How can I execute? That is, for an example, I have written a code. I need to check, right, how the code is working. The client is asking, the name should be here, or the photo should be here, or the photo should be here, the name should be here. If the cursor is moved over the photo, it should be enlarged. This type of requirements they will give. I need to check, right, whether my code is working over there or not. So what I need to do is, I will be authorizing my VS Code with my org such that whatever I'm doing in a real time, I can see the output. So those things we are going to see here. If a blueprint, they will say, this will be like this will be like this. But after constructing, whether it will be same like blueprint? No. What man, you said when you are giving a blueprint, you said that this will be in this way, but that time they will say, no sir, this, if we keep like this, that it normally happens, right, in the same way, but in the IT, they won't accept it. What they will say, they will ask us to just change, right? So that's why we will be checking all those details here. Okay, now, yes, okay, fine. Now, let me just show this PPT. So now we have just discussed about the Salesforce, as well as we have discussed about what is the Salesforce. In the last 2 classes, we have discussed about all those things. What is the Salesforce, how it is working, what are the career opportunities in the Salesforce. See, whenever we are joining any course, we should not think, as of now, the course is good, so I am joining the course. This will not work out. After completing this course, whether I will get a job, that will be our target, right? So now they have given that the market situation is good and there are openings coming up. If you have the LinkedIn account, you can just log into the LinkedIn and you can see what are the openings over there, or you can move on to the any career website over there. Okay. And if you just move on to the any career website, then you will again say that it is only for the experienced candidates and it is not for the freshers like us. You might ask this question. So when you start your career in the Salesforce or any other thing, it is not that I can able to move to the top notch immediately and I can able to work over there. Right? Step by step only will be followed every time. So now here, every time when there is some freshers, what they will do is they will start with an internship program in the Salesforce. For the internship, they will ask, we need trained professionals in the Salesforce. If you are trained, so you can able to apply. So they will be having some job description. The candidate should know about the flows. The candidate should know about this LWC. The candidate should work on the Apex triggers, etc. So what the interviewer will ask, okay, in your training, what project you did? You need to in a position to explain about that project. You need to be in the position because I'm giving the project timings. I'm sorry. I'm giving the project to you. Real-time projects we'll be working on. And also we'll be working on so many projects. So what you can say, during my training, I had time, I had the chance to work on different projects, which includes like insurance management I have worked on, and I worked on some training management where I have managed the institution as well as a candidate. Then I have worked on the hospital management where the patient details has been stored. As a part of training, I have did that. Then what you work, if you are making yourself as an experienced person, what projects you worked on. For that, I have some different projects over there. E-Zone project, and again the HR projects, and many projects are there regarding to the Salesforce. So you can mention about all those things, right? Okay. Now, let us move on to this. Again, it starts with a cloud-based software. Okay. With that is so again, it starts with a cloud-based software because, as I said, the Salesforce will be your on-demand CRM, cloud CRM, right? Okay. So these things we have discussed in a very detailed manner, right? And some persons will say, they will ask, can you explain yourself in a brief manner? What you will say? Brief in the sense what? Brief in the sense depth. Yes. Everyone is making this mistake. Brief in the sense it is not detailed, short. Okay, please because what here is, I will say when can you introduce yourself in a brief manner? I will say they will introduce for 4 to 5 minutes. They will say, I did that. One thing I will ask, do you know the meaning of brief? To the candidate, I will ask in Accenture, do you know the meaning of brief? Brief in the sense, in short, I asked you to explain, but you took around 4 to 5 minutes. All right. So this word you need to know, because see, brief in the sense everyone is saying it is detail, but it is short. Okay, please see to that. Okay, fine. Office meeting in 5 minutes. Can I speak to you? Yeah, Rahul, you can. So what you need to ask now, you can enter in the chat window. Okay, fine. So in this, the very important, you know about this, what is the difference between the legacy CRM as well as an Salesforce CRM. Course, you need to know about what course duration and the content. So duration will be for 75 days. That is, it will be around 2.5 months as mentioned, 75 days. And next is the content is around, today I have shown you the content. The content will be content. We'll be starting from the administrator and we'll be starting from the developer. So we'll be starting everything from the scratch. As we have discussed, you can just go through the 2 links that they have given in the YouTube, right? So that you can understand more about the course content. So yesterday we have discussed about each and every topic about the course, what we are going to discuss, and we are going to start from the scratch of each and every topic in the Salesforce, both in the admin as well as in the development. Okay, so you can just go through the yesterday session if possible, if you have time. And regarding to the, yes, LWC we'll be seeing at the last it will be. So I have not mentioned all the LWC components. So creating the basic LWC, HTML, CSS, JavaScript, what are the decorators we will use, how we need to use with the Apex. If I move on with the LWC, it is sure that I will need to move on with the Aura, right? If I move on with the Lightning, it is sure that here I have not mentioned I will be working on the Classic. Because if I'm moving on with the Lightning, it is damn sure that I will need to show the Classic. And in the same way, if I move on with the LWC, it is mandatory that I need to move on with the Aura. Integration, just basics only we will discuss. Integration as well as in the deployment. Only about the REST API and SOAP API. Because integration is again a separate Bada course. Okay. Yeah, fine. So next, we have discussed about this thing. Salesforce CRM and the legacy CRM. Do you remember the thing which I have shown you? This thing. I have shown to you, right? No? Oh my God. Something. I will forget something because this, that, etc. Everything will be there. Okay. So this is the difference between the legacy CRM. So from the whatever I am mentioning in part of the theory, so this picture makes you more to understand. This is at the top is the legacy CRM. Like what is that legacy CRM? Older, different CRMs like Siebel, Sugar, those things. And here is the Salesforce CRM. So what I have an idea. So Adnan has got an idea to start one application or some business. Adnan got an idea. What he is doing is he is not moving on to the Salesforce. He is moving on with the legacy CRM now. So first what Adnan need to do is he need to buy the hardware. Okay. So for buying the hardware, just a minute, please. My TL messaged. Okay, fine. So what this Adnan need to do is he need to get an hardware first. Okay, he need to get a hardware. Whether hardware is 1 rupee or 2 rupees, it is somewhat very costly. So now he bought that hardware. Then what he need to do? He need to install that software. When you are installing any software, if you are doing any business, what you need to do? You need to get the licensed version of the software. For installing Microsoft also, you need to get a licensed version. Right? Because you'll be having an audit committee, those things and all, you need to show that licensed. The license is very simple. Again, it is very huge cost. Then after doing all those things, I need to get the user. And I need to mention user access. Who can access, how much details a user can access. Either he can access all those things or either he can access only these things. I need to mention that. For a student, he can access only up to this. For a teacher, he can access this. Principal, he can access this, etc. Then after doing that, then you need to come to the reporting as well as the analytics. Whom need to report? See, for an example, if we have in Accenture, there are 10,000 employees, suppose. Okay. From this 10,000 employees, whether 10,000 employees will be reporting to only one person? No. So this 10,000 employees will be divided into some groups. He will be reporting. So I will be reporting to my TL. TL will be reporting to his manager. So it goes like a hierarchy. It goes. So I need to set up the reporting as well as an analytics. Then I need to provide the security. So who can access my details? Either if we are in the same role, we three are in the same role, whether my details you can access. No. Right? Higher authority can access, but we are in the same role should not access. That security I need to say. Then make it mobile and social. So this application should work both in the mobile and in the desktop, so that I need to write the code. After doing all those things, I need to build the application. So it takes more time for me to do. For an example, it takes up to 9 months. But in the Salesforce, need not to get hardware, need not to install software, need not to give any access. Just use the Salesforce. Salesforce will do everything, and it can be done either in the mobile apps or in the desktop application. Very simple to do. Right? It will ask either in which you need to deploy, either in mobile or in desktop or in both. You can deploy in both also. Right? And you can ask a question. What about tab? So mobile, in the sense, it will include all those things. Tabs, everything will come into the picture. All right. So this thing is very, very simple. It can be completed within 1 month. Here it takes 6 months. Here it takes only 1 month of time. All right. See, I can share the topics only in the classroom. I think I can able to access that. So once you join, only I can able to share those topics PDF in the Salesforce. So until then, you can just see in the classroom whatever I have given. Right. Okay. Then, so this is about the legacy software, but I will make arrangements if possible. I can share. Okay. Then the next is, we were discussing about this. This is just a difference between the Salesforce CRM and the legacy CRM. So that's why we are moving on to the Salesforce CRM from the legacy CRM. All right. And one thing I need to ask, what is this mobile friendly means? Mobile friendly, any idea? See, why the name mobile came? Mobile phone. As its UI can access from mobile. No. We can open in mobile. No. So this mobile is connected with an wire? No. Alright. So wherever I go, it travels with me. So mobility, in the sense, moving from one place to the other. That is known as a mobility. Moving from one place to the other. So this mobile travels with me from one place to the another place. Right. So that mobility is termed to mobile for the phone. So because it is traveling from one place to the other. Mobility means movement. While moving also, it gets connected. That is known as the mobility. For mobile, for phone, it is known as the mobile phone. Actually, the name is mobility phone. And as the days goes, it became mobile phone. Initially, it was mobility phone, and the days it was then the mobile phone. Okay. And next is mobile friendly, in the sense, wherever I go, I can able to access easily. Wherever I go, I can able to access. So that's why it is known as a mobile friendly. It is not that it is open in mobile, so that etc. This is a normal term. Mobility, in the sense, I can travel anywhere. I can move from one place to the other. Okay. And I doesn't know whether you remember or not. You know, when before Vodafone, it is known as Ach. Right? One dog will be there, which will be followed everywhere. Wherever you go, our network follows. The same it is here. That is the mobility. All right. Okay, fine. Now, what is the scalable and customizable? Scalable So you have studied in colleges. At the day of result, we can't open our college website at all. Right? Server got crashed. Right? I studied in Anna University, Chennai. On the day of the result, that Anna University server will not open at all. 1 day or 2 day also it will be same. So for that 2 days we will be in the fire. Oh, what happened? My result, etc. So that is not scalable actually. Okay, it can handle up to 100 requests. More than 100 requests it goes, the server will get crashed, or it can't able to handle the request. That is known as a scalable, they will say. Scalability, they will say. For an example, YouTube. In YouTube, how many number of videos will be there? Billions of videos will be there, right? In this particular moment, billions of users will be using YouTube, right? But YouTube says there is more number of requests. You can't able to access YouTube right now. No, because the server is in that way. So that is known as a scalability, they will say. In the same way, this Salesforce also will be having more scalable features. If more number of users are added, it will be scalable in that. Okay. And this thing SA, and there are three main things in this cloud environment. One is IAAS. First I will say SAAS, IAAS, PAAS. So if you are from a technical and if you studied about the cloud, you might know about this. One is software as a service. Then infrastructure as a service. Then platform as a service. So actually it will be in this way. Right? So these are the three main important services which is offered by the cloud. So every cloud will come under this picture. Now I will just say you some practical examples for this. Chota recharges. Okay. Now I will say some practical examples for this.